Imagine stepping outside one evening and looking up at the sky, but instead of a plain blue horizon fading into stars, you see something extraordinary, a massive glowing arc stretching across the heavens. A ring. Not just any ring, but a planetary ring like Saturn's, surrounding Earth. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is Earth, reimagined. Millions of tiny particles, ice, rock, and dust, orbiting our planet in perfect balance. Together, they form a structure so vast it would dominate our sky every single day. During sunrise, the rings would catch the first light before the ground does. Long before dawn reaches you, the sky would glow with soft golden reflections as sunlight bounces off billions of icy fragments. And at sunset, the rings would burn. Shades of orange, pink, and deep red would ripple across the sky, turning every evening into a global spectacle. But the view wouldn't be the same everywhere. At the equator, the rings would stretch like a thin, bright line across the sky, almost like a glowing halo slicing the horizon in two. But as you traveled toward the poles, that line would expand, rising higher and higher until it becomes a massive arch overhead. Near the Arctic or Antarctic, the rings would dominate the sky, a breathtaking ceiling of light and shadow. At night, things become even more surreal. The rings would reflect sunlight even after the sun sets, making nights brighter than ever before. In some regions, true darkness might never exist. Imagine seeing shadows at midnight, not from the moon, but from Earth's own rings. The stars we see today? Many would be hidden behind this giant celestial structure. But beauty always comes with consequences. The rings would block part of the sunlight reaching Earth. Entire regions could receive less solar energy, leading to cooler temperatures. Weather patterns would shift. Winds, oceans, and seasons could behave differently than anything we know today. Some areas might become colder, others more extreme. And then there's the question of how these rings even formed. They could be the remnants of a shattered moon, torn apart by Earth's gravity, or debris from a massive asteroid that wandered too close and broke apart, spreading into orbit. Over time, gravity would shape these fragments into thin, flat rings, circling Earth endlessly. Satellites, the invisible backbone of modern life, would face a new challenge. With thousands of particles moving at incredible speeds, space around Earth would become far more dangerous. Launching rockets would require precise timing, navigating through gaps in the rings. One mistake, and the consequences could be catastrophic. And what about the moon? Our closest companion might appear different, sometimes partially hidden behind the rings, sometimes glowing through them like a distant lantern. Lunar eclipses, already rare and beautiful, could become even more dramatic. For ancient civilizations, these rings would have been more than just a sight. They would have been a mystery, a symbol, perhaps even a god. Stories, myths, and entire cultures might have formed around the glowing band in the sky. Navigation, calendars, and even religion could have evolved differently. But here's the most fascinating part. Despite their massive appearance, planetary rings are incredibly thin. If you could fly through them, you might not even notice. Just a sparse field of particles spread across thousands of kilometers. From afar, they look solid. Up close, they are almost empty. So the next time you look up at the sky, imagine it transformed. A world where Earth wears a crown of ice and rock. A sky that never looks the same twice. A planet that feels just a little more cosmic. Because sometimes the most beautiful worlds are the ones we can only imagine.